Today, we'll take a closer look at the different top leagues and their craziest games. Welcome to our first weekly football talk, where we discuss the latest and most interesting news in the world of football. Make sure to watch until the end to see if we also talk about your favorite team and leave a comment if we did. But now, let's dive right into this year's Premier League, which has been a real sensation over the last few weeks. Liverpool is finally back on track. After a poor last season, the Klopp squad is finally doing well again. As Arsenal lost 1-0 against Aston Villa, Liverpool took the lead thanks to their 2-1 win over Crystal Palace. Mohamed Salah is finally returning to his best, and with his 11 goals, only Haaland has scored more in this year's Premier League with 14 goals. And check this out, Aston Villa is doing way better than expected, sitting well-deserved in third place. Manager Unai Emery is really doing miracles at Aston Villa. They won their last 2 games against Man City and now also Arsenal, both with 1-0. Now, they are only 2 points behind top of the table, Liverpool. Unai Emery took his team to third place in this year's crazy Premier League, and they are the most feared opponent of the top teams. We simply have to congratulate him for that. What a great manager. While Aston Villa is doing well, Man City is failing badly. A few weeks ago, they were still in first place, but now they've dropped to 4th. They only won 1 out of their last 5 games. This weekend, they finally got out of misery thanks to their 2-1 win over Luton. Since Man City now had all of their toughest games behind them, they will certainly attack the top of the league again. But even more exciting than the crazy title fight are the weekly matches. City once played 4-4 against Chelsea and 3-3 against Tottenham. Arsenal won 4-3 against Luton, and Liverpool also secured a 4-3 win against Fulham and scored incredibly beautiful goals. This year, the Premier League matches are a real beauty, but there's still one team that doesn't care about cool results and titles. Manchester United lost 3-0 to Bournemouth this weekend. They did beat Chelsea 2-1 on Wednesday, thanks to 2 goals from McTominay, but that didn't help much. Man United fans really have a hard life, and because even Tottenham are competing for the title, we all know that this year's Premier League will remain very exciting. Thanks to a strong performance from Son, Tottenham destroyed Newcastle 4-1 and now stay right behind City in 5th place. Comment on which team will win this year's Premier League. While the Premier League is totally on fire, part of the Bundesliga had to take a very special break from football 2 weeks ago. Bayern were supposed to play Union Berlin, but because it had snowed so much in parts of Germany, they had to cancel the game. But that didn't bother Thomas Müller. Instead of playing on the pitch, he played in the garden with his horse. What a crazy guy. In the Bundesliga, however, things are very different this year. It's not Bayern Munich first, but Bayern Leverkusen, who they are. Normally, they aren't that good, but this year, it's a whole other story. Manager Xavi Alonso turned them into monsters. This weekend, Bayern played Eintracht Frankfurt, and it was a real shame. Bayern got totally destroyed by Frankfurt with 5-1. And Germany's second biggest team, Dortmund, also lost. They played Leipzig in the top match and lost 3-2. Hummels, who performed extremely well in the last few games, received a straight red card in the 15th minute after a stupid tackle, meaning Dortmund were a man down for a whole 75 minutes. The fact that they only lost 3-2 was close to a miracle. For Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen, this was a great opportunity to move further ahead of Bayern and Dortmund, but they played against Stuttgart, another unknown team, who are unexpectedly strong this year and are currently in 3rd place in the table. Stuttgart played great football, and the game ended 1-1. Bayern faces Stuttgart next week. Let's see if they lose that one too. Leverkusen would definitely like that. By the way, it's not just Xabi Alonso who is doing an incredibly good job as coach this year. The great Don Carlo is also doing an amazing job this year. Real Madrid won the Champions League group stage with ease, and they are at the top of La Liga, even though they are struggling with many problems. Ancelotti has almost half his team injured. Stars like Vinicius Jr., Modric, Courtois, Camavinga, and many more are all out due to injuries. Big respect to Ancelotti. No other manager can get the best out of his players like he does. But the even bigger miracle than Real Madrid's good performances is this year's Spanish surprise team, Girona. With their 4-2 win over Barcelona, they reclaimed the lead in the La Liga. In the beginning, they showed the world how good they really are. Massive respect to their coach Michel and his players for this well-deserved first place in the La Liga. The last thing we absolutely need to talk about is Serie A. As the Premier League and the Bundesliga are extremely interesting this year, the Italians are unfortunately forgotten at times, but we certainly can't forget them this weekend, as there were some exciting games. On Friday, Friday, Juventus faced last year's Scudetto winner Napoli and narrowly won this top match 1-0. After Napoli's successful coach Luciano Spalletti and central defender Kim left them in the summer, things are not looking so good this year. On the other hand, Juventus are finally back on track after a number of poor years. They are currently in second place, just behind Inter Milan. And since we're talking about Inter, this weekend they showed once again that they deserve to be in first place. They won their home game against Udinese clearly with 4-0. While Inter is flying high, city rival Milan lost 3-2 against Atalanta in the 95th minute. As you can see, things remain interesting in Serie A. What's going on in Europe's top leagues at the moment is simply incredible. The best league is definitely the Premier League, with its crazy games every weekend and an incredibly tight title fight. Every weekend, there is someone else in first place. Crazy. But this year, the Bundesliga isn't as boring as it used to be. Normally, Bayern was almost the guaranteed Bundesliga winner, but not this time. Let's hope it stays this exciting. Thanks to Girona, the La Liga also became leveled up, and the title race is finally not only between Real Madrid and Barcelona, and even Serie A remains a close title race, as Inter and Juve are totally crushing it. Guys, if you liked the first of our weekly football talks, make sure to like this video and leave a follow so you don't miss out on anything. And also, write in the comments if we talked about your favorite team and if you liked this video. Thanks for watching.